Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to be part of the remarkable events Biometrics Conference organized by Innovatrix and Credential in collaboration with MDEC. Give them a round of applause, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm here today, made happen by MDEC. Thanks to the MDEC for the invitations to introduce about Hyatt. Right, so I'm Mutalib, the CEO as announced of Cat Hyatt Sdn Bhd, and we call ourselves Hyrian. I would like to bring back you guys to 5 years before COVID-19, before the pandemics. Kazana Research Institute, one of the GLC's surveyors institute, had come out with a release a paper called School to Work Transitions, point out two problems of the young graduates unable to find jobs within 6 months. Number one is lack of soft skills, and number two is language proficiency. So in 2019, we established Hyatt and Hyatt Pro to address this issue. Right? How that we help young university students to record their attendance, their time spent in forms of 42 soft skill badges. Right? So all these 42 soft skill badges would be benefited for you guys, for the employers to pinpoint, select, headhunt, and hire them based on their soft skills. All right? Let me share you one of the test case or use case that we implemented in plantation sectors. This has been 8 months. We implemented this in Felda. So what we do is basically we enable Felda to connect them to hail workers to each 8 specialized tasks in their plantation sectors. All right? So why Felda doing this? Because they found out during pandemic they need to reduce their dependency on foreign hires. Malaysia depends highly on foreign hires in plantation sectors. Right? Number two, they also want to mitigate risk in cash handlings, whereby those days, even last year, Felda still pay their workers in cash every 2 weeks. So with us, we help them to hire gig workers to their plantation sectors based on the specific skill badges. These are 8 types of the skill badges that are available for Felda to hire the workers. To date, Alhamdulillah, all these workers, 480 workers, had been collected 1.6 million ringgit to perform all these tasks that already completed. All right. So on the second use case, on recording university students' soft skill database, is basically we start in UiTM Terengganu, which is located in Dungun. They have 3 campuses, Kuala Terengganu, Bukit Besi, and Surah. So they have 6,850 students, whereby we help all these 6,850 students to be different than any other graduates, right? Because all programs that they attended are being recorded in terms of soft skills. Right? The problem with university students here in Malaysia, we produce 250,000 graduates every year. 250,000 degrees holders every year. So how we want to differentiate from the public sectors? All right. So in view of that, I want to share some insight about how they proactively, these students are proactively move towards the industry needs, which is from our records, it shows that they collected 25%. All the students collected communication skills. So the program they attended, the seminar they attended, they are more towards to obtain these communication skills badges that can be used to show to the employers and employers as well to know, all right, this type of person, they are scored A. For information as well, we collected all these skills based on 10,000 hours Malcolm Gladwell theory. All right, so we are here to share with all these experts our problems on maintaining secure ecosystem in Hyatt. So we have users and potential customers that we need to verify the identifications. So what we do is basically we ask them to upload IC numbers, and we do 12-point checks. If matched, then we give them verifications. And as well, most important as well, we also need to verify the competency of our merchant, which is these merchants are specific merchants. They need to provide their specific certificate based on what skills or services they want to render in our marketplace. Once we check this, then we give them access to publish their services in our marketplace. So all the ecosystem can be benefited for the companies and the public. All right, so here with all the experts, Innovatrix, Credential, and I believe a lot of experts over there, we believe that with this new data tie up with data integrity like biometric and facial recognition would help this soft skill recorded more accurately. Let me give you one situation that happens in university, right? This is a normal situation in universities whereby students need to prove their tickets at the entrance, then they came in. After 15 minutes, right, the skills already recorded in our system, but after 15 minutes, he went out. The reason being with want to go for the restroom. But eventually, after 1 or 2 hours, these students never came up. But in our records, right, they are in attendance like you today. So with facial recognition, I believe we can help to record this data more accurately. We don't have that in our system yet, but we know that we can extend it to provide more accurate data to prove that the students are exposed towards that type of soft skills, right? So what is the potentials basically? Imagine ASEAN, right? The emerging economic growth in the region, right? So our field gig workers had been obtaining experience point, skill points that will be tiered into words of categorized of standardization of pay rates, right? That can be used in the ASEAN. But what helped us to explore this is basically biometrics, right? Because like I believe one of the speakers just now, they want to expand to have a worldwide ID. So I second the move of Malaysians that to provide national digital ID that we can enhance and think more bigger, more out of the box, how to solve our manpower issues that can tap towards 100 billion salary per year. Is basically we provide a borderless region workers. That been done in Australia. MDEC also just introduced digital nomad pass for 9 months. So we have the precedent, we have the success story to provide a manpower within ASEAN region. So I believe with the collaboration with biometrics, facial recognition will enhance our systems and our reach towards ASEAN market, and I'm here to connect with you guys. I'm open for collaboration. I'm here to chat and I'm here to connect. Please don't be shy and contact me with the said address. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Inche Abdul Muttalib. Thank you so much. Okay, very quickly, let's come down to the next presenter. Ladies and gentlemen, we have for you the founder and CEO of Tour Plus Technologies in Bahad, and they're going to talk about digital tourism inside in Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, we have for you Mr. Rickson Goh. Hi, Rickson. The mic is for you. You can take the stage. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you. Nice to meet you all here. I'm Rickson, founder and CEO of Tour Plus. This company is a Malaysia travel tech company. It's quite rare in Malaysia, especially on travel tech segment. So today I'm going to show you about is, so I think, is this the correct slide? It's not updated on, Try the link. It's okay. All right, so before the slide come out, just give you some context about me. I am a young entrepreneur, and this company is been about 8 years, and we survived through pandemic. So it's a travel company that during pandemic, That 3 years of pandemic that we have no income for travels, we transform, and now we come back to we still invest into travel industry as a travel tech company, and today we come back and we still strive, and there's more room to grow. And I think that is something Malaysian entrepreneurs have the spirit that consistently to move through us. Not just me, but there's a lot of other entrepreneurs that during pandemic they survive and now they strive, right? And we are with MDEC support, we are moving further forwards on the futures of a digital economy, right? Now, just a quick introduce. I have about 8-9 years experience in travel tech industry. More than 10-20 years of experience in IT. And for this company, I have successfully raised about 4-5 million ringgit, or about 1.4 million US dollar for the last 8 years. So it's not a lot of money for an 8 years company, but we do maintain, survive, and we are ready to grow. Yeah, so what is Tour Plus? So to give you a context, Tour Plus is basically a tourism company, like a Grab, right? So Grab, they fetch you from point to point, but they don't talk to you, right? Tour Plus have 6,000 over driver guides across Southeast Asia that can help you to cater for your unique travel experience. If you want to travel to Thailand, you want to travel to Bali, you want to hire a driver guides that bring you around for like 3 days, 2 nights with a big van, this is what we do. Now, we have partners with quite some significant partner in Malaysia and overseas. We also have a travel agency license to let us operating the travel tours. So we also a certified MDEC company. So we are not just a travel company, but we also a technology company, right? So that is a very different. So today you can actually book an airport transfers, charter cars in Malaysia or overseas using our website or using our apps and customize your own travel experience. And this is what we are focusing. So we work closely working with MDEC. So like for example, the Randall Pass, that is one of the partners working with them. Now, we aim to do more like AI-powered travel technologies that help travelers and to connect with the drivers locally, right? So today, if you want to go for Bali, you want to look for driver guides, what do you do? You go for Google, you go for a WhatsApp, you use WhatsApp to contact the drivers, you talk to drivers about your itineraries, and you make a payment via PayPal, perhaps, right? So all these things is done offline, and it is a trending of future of travel will be small group tours, more privately. You want to control your own itinerary. But there's a lot of problems in here. Non-transparency price, no verification that come into the eKYC part, no certifications, right? So a lot of safety concerns. Now, Tour Plus have these solutions that we allow you to find the driver guides and their profile and their certifications right in our app or in the website, right? So you can talk to the driver guides in the app as well, and then you can negotiating with the driver guides and then confirm your tour. So your money will be put in the third party, and then once the tour is being done, they only can refund, so to pay to the driver. So in the case the driver not available or a no-show, your money is still safe, right? Now this is where we verifying the driver, train the driver. So this is also one of the solutions that we are providing. So right now, if you go for airport transfers, I assume that all of you use Grab, right? Now imagine that in the midnight you have a morning flight, and then you want to go for airport at midnight, right? You do a Grab at 3 a.m. You probably will not get a Grab, right? So what do you do? Contact a travel agency to get a price and then pay them on offline, and they come later on, right? So this is what you do. Now, you don't have to do that anymore. So this is the website, is a PWA, Progressive Web App, that allow you to book your airport transfers from the app. All type of vehicle that you can choose, from 5-seater to a bus. If you have a family of 44 people, you can book a bus if you have that, right? So after you book the vehicles, you're able to see the drivers, you can contact the drivers, everything is tracked. So that is digitalizing the whole entire process line, right? And we have app to track the drivers as well. Now this is all the car type that we have, from 5-seaters, small car, Alfred, you want to have luxury for your guests, for your business partners, or either a bus for your whole entire family, right? So we work with all these partners. We work with different governments, state governments, Sabah, Perak, Selangor state governments. We work with airport. We work with Malaysia Airlines. We also work with some of the partners that's Traveloka for overseas that we are supplying to them. So if you book from a Traveloka, they actually come to us to our back end, right? Now, this is some of the partnership that I want to show you, for example, like Malaysia Airlines, right? So same thing, same ideas, but the differences is today, if you book a Malaysia Airlines ticket, they will prompt you airport transfers. Now it's not free, but we hopefully will get a free ride. We buy a airport transfers, buy a flight ticket with Malaysia Airlines. Once you buy it, we send you a vouchers, and then you can book directly from the platform from Malaysia Airlines. And this is a white label project with Malaysia Airlines. So we're projected with Malaysia Airlines project only for KLIA. We are projecting about 3,000 booking a day for airport transfer only, right? From KL to KLIA, not including other airport, right? So it means that we have significant requirement and demands for more drivers. And that poses challenges to us because we need more drivers, with more active drivers, right? So right now we have about 6,000 drivers, right? If we want to do like 3,000 booking a day, we need 15,000 drivers. And this is only in KL and Malaysia in KL. And you see that this is, so this is the provider app that we have, allow us to verify the drivers. So every driver in our platform, they have to be verified, certified, have a license in order to get a job from us. So we track everything, including their pinpoint locations to make sure your safety. And this came into the part of the eKYC part, so this 6,000 drivers. So the challenging of us to managing the drivers is massive because we have bookings every day, every seconds, right? And imagine there is 3,000 booking, additional booking coming from Malaysia Airlines. We need to manage a fleet of drivers automatically by using technologies, right? We cannot do offline to interview the drivers. We have to have a system in place. And right now, what our challenges is, we don't have an eKYC platform for us to automatically to understand who is this driver, who is the applicant that apply into our platform. So what we do is we have to do manually vetted through their documents, right? So some of the driver guide is quite smart. What they do, they Photoshop their license, right? So we call it feel, but sometimes some people very smart, they make it really real. So we don't have that access to data. We only can use physical document to verify whether this driver is true or not, right? Or the document is valid or not. And this is a threat to if you have a massive skill of drivers, right? So eKYC is very important that we want to make sure our customer and driver safety, and this is our priority to make sure our services is safe. So you book with Tour Plus, you are safe, right? And that's covered by insurance. If anything accident happens, that is all the process insurance happen. If you don't have that process, then it fall into a very bad situation. Now, like I said, verifying drivers online, offline is take a lot of effort. And if there is a eKYC platform that this conference is mainly talking about, that will be very grateful for us to verify the drivers. So with the integration of API integration of eKYC, we can filter out the driver automatically, update every year about the driver profile, their license whether valid or not, their route tax whether valid or not, or API linked. So it will automatically to let the drivers to renew their certification in our platforms. So it can help the operation excellence. It can help our quality increase. It also can reduce the bad drivers, right? So that is the importance of the eKYCs. And that data point also can share it out. So we have a data point that we also can share it out back to the community, back to the eKYC platform, and share it to others platforms who require data. For example, if this driver late or not, if this driver no show or not, or this metrics data that can be shared across the community. And that is the powerful of the eKYC. And hopefully, I really think that eKYC API will be ready and public for everyone, right? So I think that's for my talk today, and thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can welcome to find me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rickson, for introducing Tour Plus. Okay, now the last one, ladies and gentlemen, at the this session, which is the MDEC Digital Platform presentation, we have our last SME, and this one is the we called it the Solve Next Digital Syndrome Berhad. We have for you Encik Abdul Kadir Hairi bin Abu Hassan, and he's going to talk to us. He is the CEO, of course, of Solve Next Digital Syndrome Berhad, and he's going to talk to us about the possibilities for freelancers to work with corporates. Ladies and gentlemen, Abdul Kadir.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good afternoons. Thank you for MDEC for organizing this with Innovatrix and Credential. So hi, I'm Abdul Kadir Hairi, the CEO of SoftNet. So SoftNet is basically a tech startup where we build an intelligence-powered platforms to bridge gig professionals with corporates, and businesses with corporates and with the gigs basically. So actually we are coming from Petronas Tata Underseed Lab. So the mandate that given to us is basically when the pandemic is happened, whereby many workers, employees are being retrenched, out of job, so on and so forth. So that's why we are finding the solutions to help Malaysia to reduce the unemployment rates. That's where we start the SoftNext. So what is the pain point or problem for corporates in Malaysia especially? So almost none of the corporates in Malaysia is hiring a gig for the short-term periods of times. So we can say the absence of the short-term hiring is not there in the corporates. Talking about Petronas events, we do not have that kind of processes to hire gig talents. TM, we are working with TM. We are trying to how we can connect gig with their corporates. Many companies, like basically I can name TMB, so on and so forth. So, and because of that, usually corporates are using MSC to hire, and the cost is quite high because MSC have their own revenue model, and also in terms of payments, in terms of processes, in terms of screenings with the right candidates, it takes a long time. Usually, for corporates to do the HR processes, it takes 3 to 4 months. And even if we go to procurement process, bidding process, for example, it takes also 3 to 4 months to complete all the processes. And we go to talent. We have actually like few speakers before this mentions that we have numbers of young graduates and even the one that are already have the skills in the company or corporates. They are be retrenched, retirees even. They are actually very high skills, but they are underutilized. We don't use them properly. So same like I mentioned, we have a lengthy procurement and tendering process if they want to go to that routes. And if they want to go to the HR routes also is quite difficult. So what we are offering at SoftNet is basically, we are offering that corporates are now able to hire gig talents. Why? Because we somewhat follow all the corporate governance that corporate has, and we customize our system based on their corporate governance. And what interesting is about our solution is that we are combining HR processes and procurement processes to make it happen. So when combining both processes, not to make it longer, but we managed to cut it shorter actually. So by using our processes, we managed to cut the hiring process to hire a gig within 7 days. So how we are able to do that is basically we have machine learning. We have a very faster and accurate matching with scoring evaluations with the gig. So for example, corporates want to find a programmer or they want to find a HSCC personnel, for example. So using our machine learning, using our AI, they can automatically match with the right candidates. And also we have e-bidding system whereby we have an masking biased information, because usually corporates, they have 2 tier, technical tier and commercial tier. In the technical tier, we can evaluate everything, all their IDs, their certificates, their personnel, so on and so forth. But in the commercial tier, we must all biased informations like we don't know their regions, even the races, the sex, for example, male or male. So we mask all the informations. In the process, they must make the decisions based on the commercial value only. So we also have an automated system whereby we have all the automatic purchase order, invoice, receipts, this, to make it our process much more simpler. And we also providing the workspace whereby they can upload, tracking all the milestones, all the job, all the payments, and so forth in our systems. So this basically what is the our solution benefits. We have quite unique solutions because currently we are only one in the Malaysia, and we have a competitor like developed by EY, Geek Now, and it's very cost efficiency because in our processes, market determine the price. So when we have a job, the markets will do the biddings. So usually corporates have their own hiring strategy. For example, they have like commercial lowest something like that. Like they have that kind of sourcing strategy. So in also is very flexible and is on-demand systems. So what is our challenges actually? Our challenges is because when we work with corporates, they require us to do the background checking. So what is the processes that we have currently is basically we need to collect all the information, send to the security department, and then they go to, for example, like in Malaysia, they go to KDN to check all the watch lists, the blacklist, so on and so forth. So that is quite take a long time for us to do so. So we are having with information like fake informations, and also in corporates they have quite many data compliance that we need to go through. So I believe with the eKYC that we are talking about today, we can have more faster time. Probably we are talking about 7 days. Probably after this we can talk about 3 days, for example. And it's resource savings, privacy assurance, and lastly is user friendly. I think that's about it from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Abdul Khairi. Thank you so much. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was actually quite interesting to actually take a different perspective out of biometrics itself to actually hear from all these remarkable digital startups, isn't it? And then I think after this we can connect, right, for both digital startups outside actually during the consultancy time, or maybe when you talk to one another. It's great to actually network and see how biometrics can access into all these startups to make it better. All right, very interesting. Thank you so much for showing us such incredible or boundless potential that we can see on leveraging a digital identity.